Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ben and this is the Smoking Hot Confessions podcast. Hey family, I hope you're well wherever you are and you got that thin blue smoke rolling. This is the first episode of a new concept that I'm going to trial out. I was having this idea the other day. I decided I'm going to try and call the winners of the competitions very soon after they've won and have a quick chat with them on the phone, record the phone call and put it out for you as quick as I can turn it around. So what's going to come up in the next couple of weeks, you're going to see a bunch of these different episodes. They're going to be a bit raw. They're not going to be as polished. They're just going to be two mates on the phone having a chat and you get to listen in. So we're kicking things off today with the successful teams from Meatstock. So we've got the Wizards of Q. We've got Adam from Wizards of Q coming up. He and his team picked up RGC. And then we got Brendan, also from Wizards of Q, who separately on his own picked up his golden ticket to the SCA. Check it out.
This is the internationally awarded Smoking Hot Confessions podcast with your host, Ben Arnott. How long's it been since your last confession?
Hey, it's Ben.
Hey, Brendan. Welcome to the show, mate. How you going?
Yeah, very good. Thanks, mate.
So, mate, I've given you a quick call just to ring up, see how you're going, because I heard you might have got yourself a golden ticket.
I did indeed. It's been quite a weekend. Still buzzing from it. 48 hours later.
I'll bet, mate. I'll bet. So that was, of course, an SCA Steak Cookoff at Sydney Meatstock. Was that the first Sydney Meatstock you've been to?
No, so this was our third Meatstock. So we started at Meatstock Sydney in 2017. So we've officially now clocked over to our start of our third year of competing.
Oh, right. And how many times have you done SCA?
This is actually my first time. So I've helped out Adam, my ABA teammate from the Wizards, and helps me out in the past. He's always been a gun and chasing the leaderboard there. But I've never compared myself under the SCA.
Get out of here! Your first ever SCA, and you pick up first place steak.
Yeah, well, it was third place, but with the golden ticket having already been won by Dan Greenwood and also Shane Harris, it fell into my eager hands to be able to use come October.
Okay, I got you. I got it. Awesome. So are you going this year or are you going to save the golden ticket for next year?
No, it'll go this year. So we've actually already booked flights to head over there. So
within 48 hours of winning it, you've already booked the flights.
Yeah, well, I was so keen. I booked it a couple of months ago. Maybe it was just meant to be. Adam and I had already organised to head over because he already had his golden ticket from the end of last year. I said, well, let's make a bit of a trip of it. I'll come over with you. We'd do a bit of a pilgrimage to the barbecue joints over there and do the FCA World Championships at the same time and just have a great time away.
Mate, there are certainly some worse things you could do with your time.
Oh, indeed. And I think every real barbecue lover needs to make a bit of a pilgrimage over to America to, go and see the authentic real stuff and experience it firsthand. So now we've got the added joy that not only are we going over as teammates, but we're also now going over as competitors against each other, taking on the Americans.
Oh, so good. So good.
Yeah. So a bit of friendly rivalry there.
So do you know what your ancillary categories are going to be over there?
I don't at this stage, to be honest. I'm still worrying from the whole weekend. I haven't really dug any deeper into everything else that goes with it. I know obviously that steak's going to be the pivotal part of it, but I think now in the next few days I'll be going through and really digging into it a little bit further, and then obviously starting the long journey of refining and practicing further to really make sure I'm kicking goals come October.
Yeah, fair enough. So let's rewind just a little bit then. Tell me about what you cooked up for Meatstock Sydney SCA.
Sure. So it was actually just the steak category we entered into. So the goal that we had under my I suppose Adam's my Yoda to me being Luke as a Padawan. He's sort of helped guide me. He's kicked goals before in SCA steak, so he sort of knew some of the raw things that are needed to find a win and hopefully get that golden ticket. So we already had the plan that we'd be trying to get me through with the SCA comps in steak to try and get my golden ticket, because we were already going to be going over there. So why not make us we double the odds of walking away with something good over in the US.
Yeah, exactly. Double the chances for the Wizards, yeah.
Well, exactly right. And so, our goal was basically to get me a golden ticket pre-October. So, whether it be sort of at Sydney Meatstock or in Smoke and Broke or one of the competitions later in the year, that was our goal. So to be able to have me into my first SCA by myself and walk away with the golden ticket, it was just beautiful.
Yeah, it all dovetailed together really nicely.
It did, and then adding on the ABA as well, it was just an awesome weekend.
Yeah, of course, the RGC for that as well, yeah.
Yeah.
So what type of grill do you like to use for the SCAs?
Sorry, what was that, Ben?
What type of grill do you like to use for the SCAs?
So we used the M6 grill. So we had Matty Staunton from Smoking Coals who lent us that. It's the first time I've done, I suppose, any grilling on one of those, and look, it worked a treat.
Yeah.
As the results show. So, and obviously with some grill grates there, which I know is a much loved favourite amongst all SCA competitors in the steak category. So it's, historically I know we've been using just good old Weber kettles, but we decided to mix up because we we're limited with space with what we could bring along to Meatstock, and so Matty was great enough to lend us that, and there we go.
So was he actually competing in SCA himself?
Adam?
Matt?
Or Matt? I don't know if Matt was competing as well. I think they had a few barbecues there to be able to cook on. Either way, if it was, he's given away his prized possession there. He probably won't be doing that again anytime soon.
I just asked because I was just over in Kansas City at the MBBQA, and there was an SCA competition on the last day of that, and I was hanging out talking to Joey Machado, who gets on well with Matt through B&B Charcoal.
Yeah, of course, yes.
And he had one of those M grills there as well, the same model as what you were talking about. And he was actually sharing it with other competitors. So he was cooking on it, they were cooking on it. I'm pretty sure there was 3 different competitors' steaks came off the one grill to go into that one SCA comp.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great little unit, and it also helps with the timing, the hand-in time window for SCA being a good half hour versus the 10 minutes you have for ABA. You've got the ability to have exactly that, sharing the same grill between a few competitors, because they can all go and get their awesome grill marks using grill grates on those, and obviously try and hand them in all within the required time.
Yeah, of course. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, the 30-minute window would be much better. Yeah,
it works out really well. So you can really plan it to make sure you're giving your most when you come to your hand in.
Right. And so are you a briquette or a lump charcoal guy?
Look, we were using lump charcoal on the M6 M grill on the weekend, so it definitely won my heart.
No doubt, yeah. And have you got contacts who are going to help line one up for you when you're over in Texas?
Yeah, well, I mean, straight afterwards, obviously, Matty was over the moon with how everything had gone, and he's said that, hey, look, we've got contacts over there, and if we haven't already organised any kind of equipment over there, then obviously, the B&B guys can be there to help out, and we can obviously organise grills as well. And I mean, the barbecue community as a whole, whether it be just in Australia or worldwide, they're a great group of people that are always very giving. So, you wouldn't struggle to find too many spare barbecues over in America. And, we've got a few friends over there that we've met in previous competitions when they've flown out, who would only be more than happy to help out as well. So, that's the great thing. We've got so many options out there.
Yeah, that's so good. You got to love that that extended barbecue family.
Yeah, one big family. That's right.
Yeah. So what's coming up next for you, mate?
So we've got Smoke and Broke come June long weekend. So good old Rob Graves there from Smoking Hot and Saucy is going to be putting that on up in Broke in the Hunter Valley. And so we're really looking forward to that. Looking to be a good competition. And only last month we were over at Meat and Mudgee, which was also run by Rob, and that turned out to be a cracker of a competition. So look, he's doing well for himself when it comes to the organisational skills, and can't wait to give it a crack there.
Are you planning on coming up this way to Queensland anytime?
No, it's always a bit hard to travel. My as much as I'd love to practice more as well, my wife works night shifts as a nurse, which approaches the weekends as well, and I've got two little ones, so it's always a tough gig trying to juggle your passion for low and slow barbecue, but also two little ones when you might be sort of watching them on your own. It's not the most ideal environment at times.
Yeah, fair enough, man. I hear that. Listen, man, speaking of all those family responsibilities, I do realise that it is a school night, so I am going to say thank you for being part of the show for this impromptu call. Would you like to give any shout-outs to anybody out there?
Look, obviously, with sponsors who have helped us get to where we are. I mean, we wouldn't have had the RGC or still be able to compete the way we have without them. So we've got Andrew Shocks from Smoke and Sorcery. We've got good old Scotty Evans from East Blackman Butchery, who I know helps out a number of teams. You've got a Tasha Brewing Company out of Meatstock in Sydney, as well as Heat Beats. They've always been a big supporter of us, and also Ample Firewood at Homebush. And of course, you can't do it without thanking your wife for putting up with the barbecue obsession and the constant need to buy rubs, and look to upgrading your collection. But also on a personal note, to Adam Omasor, who at the Pitmaster we have within Wizards, he's helped me learn quite a lot as well, and we've made many friends across the board, and constantly helping, I guess, solidify just how awesome the barbecue community is in Australia, and also overseas. So there's plenty of people I'd love to shout out to. They all know that I love them. But like you said, it's a school night. I won't keep you here all night.
All righty, man. Look, I'm going to say thanks very much. I'm just going to wrap it up there, and best of luck at Smoke and Broke in a couple of weeks.
Thank you very much, mate.
This is Bretto from the Flaming Mongrels, and you're listening to Smoking Hot Confessions.
Hey, Adam, thanks very much for joining me on the show, mate. How you doing tonight?
Yeah, really good. Thank you. You?
Oh, mate, I've been battling some technical difficulties here tonight, so I do thank you for your patience with that.
No, that's all right.
So, mate, how does it feel, RGC at Meatstock Sydney?
Yeah, really good. Still feels a bit surreal, like, still buzzing. But yeah, no, it was good. Really good cook. All worked well together. But yeah, it does feel a bit crazy.
Yeah. So how many comps have you done this season?
Also, Meatstock Sydney was our third comp of the season. We did Giracle first out for the year, and then we did Mudgee straight after that.
Wow. Now, wasn't Mudgee just the weekend immediately before, or 2 weeks before?
I think it was 2 or 3 weeks before. Yeah, and we did all right at Mudgee. Giracle was a bit hit and miss, but yeah. Well, actually, Giracle we did pretty well at. Just that we bombed one category, and we got that category right this weekend, so it worked out well for us.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. So you've done 3 comps for the season, and now you picked up RGC at Meatstock. How many more comps have you got picked for the rest of the year?
Oh well, I've definitely got. I've locked in smoking broke. That's the long weekend in June, and then we'll do the Port Macquarie equivalent once that gets released, if that's going to happen. Considering we've got an RGC now, we'll potentially get entry into the Invitational in November.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to do. We'll probably stick to the 6 because we're going over to Texas in October, so we don't want to do too many before we get out there.
Yeah, you got to keep some of that wallet cash for Texas.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to be cheap.
No, I can tell you from personal experience, it's definitely not going to be cheap.
Yeah.
So what are you heading over to Texas for?
So that's the World Steak Cookoff World Championships.
Ah, of course.
So I think it was September, October last year, for the Wingham comp, I won steak. I got the golden ticket for that, so we're heading over.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that'll be good fun.
Yeah. So just backtracking to Meatstock for a bit. Tell us about the hand-ins.
Oh, to be honest, everything went pretty smoothly for the first time in a while. So everything that we put in our boxes, I was reasonably happy with. I thought that everything was pretty solid. I'd have given everything a 9 out of 10 overall. Maybe I'm a bit harsh on myself. Maybe a 9.5. We put some solid boxes up. I think the team worked really well together. I think something just clicked for us. Chicken has been my nemesis for the last probably 8 months. So Giracle, we sort of missed an RGC just by bombing chicken. Foster had a similar situation when we had 3 Q4 calls. We had 3 categories put together, and we bombed the 4th. And we've had a few comps like that, so we knew we were sort of, if we could get it right and put 3 or 4 categories together, we could get a pretty decent result. And it just seemed to happen. I think our chicken, our lamb and brisket were our strongest categories that we put up, and it showed on the day. Came out really well.
Yeah, so good. So was it just a matter of fine tweaking those recipes then, or did you scrap a bunch and start again? How did you go about getting from almost getting there at Q for a cause to getting RGC at Meatstock?
Yeah, well, it was tweaking. We did a bit of tweaking after Mudgee. So last year when we were doing okay, we were afraid to change things when we were doing pretty mediocre. But this year we sort of tried to lift up the bar a bit and said, you know what, if it's not brilliant, let's try and get it better. Let's just keep trying to push. So after Mudgee, we went back on board with a couple of things. But I got one of my friends said some good advice to me. He was like, concentrate on what's losing, not necessarily what's winning. So focus on that. So we worked on the chicken over between Giracle and all the way to Meatstock. It was just pretty much chicken that we were working on. Chicken we're just giving chicken a go and refining the technique there. And then, we didn't get a call up in chicken, but we didn't bomb it. So we got a 13th in chicken and lamb, 3rd in brisket, 3rd in pork ribs, and that was enough to get us the RGC.
Oh, so good, yeah. So it just sort of brought the averages up there.
Yeah, brought the averages up. That's what we're aiming for, to try and get that chicken to go better in the field.
So what cut of chicken do you like to do for competition?
Always been 5, and we kept it. We've been running 5s for 2 years now. So we're running bone-in pillows, and we switched to boneless cupcakes. And the boneless cakes seem to go better. But still, I still think the chicken can be refined even more. But we went with boneless cupcakes, and I think they present pretty well as well, which can be quite handy, and they're probably a little bit more consistent in their shape.
Yeah, interesting that we're starting to see a bit of a resurgence of the cupcake. Everyone sort of went pillows there for a while, and I think we're going to start see a bit of a swing back. I think people are going to find all that extra work to get that perfect pillow shape a bit of a turn off. Yeah,
exactly. We don't scrape our skins. So.
Do you jacquard?
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm firmly against scraping the skin myself. I hate it.
Yeah, it just takes too long.
Yeah. So tell me about the actual festival itself. What was the atmosphere like there?
Meatstock this year was really busy, and the vibe was good. I think the like about Meatstock is the general public are really interactive with the teams, which was good, and it was good just to catch up with everyone. A lot of the New South Wales teams were in one place, whereas some of the smaller comps were previously Mudgee and Giracle. You don't get to catch up with all the guys. It felt like all the guys were in one place, so that was pretty cool. It was good. The only thing about Meatstock I probably don't like as much is the concrete. I prefer grass, but
Ooh,
I can't complain. Yeah, can't complain too much.
Yeah, cooking on a hard surface like that's pretty rough. At least it wasn't bitumen.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing quite like having that Aussie sun reflected back up straight at you.
Yeah, and I think from previous years, previously Meatstock's historically been really, really hot, and it was a little cooler. So that was nice. But yeah.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. So, what have you been up to other than competitions? You're still doing the catering?
Yeah, a little bit. So we're not actively pursuing the jobs, but when they come up for friends and family, we do those, and that's fun. I don't do too much of it because end of the day I want to still enjoy competition barbecue. I don't want to take the fun out of it. We do a bit.
Yeah, you really don't want those competitions to start feeling like work.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. As soon as it starts becoming like that, I'll be jumping straight out.
Yeah, yep. So what do you do for a day job when you're not doing barbecue then?
So I'm a state manager for an insurance brokerage in construction, specialising in construction. So yeah, that's what I do on my day to day. So that's pretty full on as well. Yeah.
Right. So I guess all that project management type stuff would be usefully applied to barbecue.
Yeah, managing teams, making sure everyone's running pretty well. What I do, what I enjoy. I think the best thing what I like about competition barbecue the most is, I'm one of those people that I don't really switch off from work. But when I go to a barbecue competition, from the time I bump in to when I actually pack down, I don't think about work at all. So it's not until I pack down that I'm like, damn, I didn't send that email, or I need to do this on Monday. So it's a really good sort of time away to switch off. I'd like to say relaxed. It's not always as relaxing as it should be.
No, there seems to be like a very short window between final hand in and start of pack down, where like a 45-minute window of relaxation, and then the work starts again.
Yep, and you've got to get stuck into the pack down, otherwise you'll never do it. You won't do it after the awards.
No,
It'll be a slow pack down if you wait until after the awards.
Yeah.
As soon as we hand in the last category, or sometimes when we're handing in the last category, we're already starting to pack stuff away.
I have noticed that at a bunch of competitions, there are some teams that just, one person starts to walk off with the final hand in to give it to the judges, and the rest of the team just start packing up immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
I reckon there's something in that. I reckon that sort of maximises your relaxation time.
Oh yeah, because then you can just get your chair out and just sit down and complain about what you didn't cook well, and talk about what you cooked really well.
Are you one of those people that keeps a notebook and like writes down how you feel about different things that you did at the competition when you're done?
No, not really. I keep a note of my recipes, but no, I don't really keep a diary on the actual on the actual comps. So all my recipes are written down, and timings and things like rough timings and things like that are written down, but I don't really keep a record of how I felt at this comp or after this hand-in.
Oh, okay, interesting. I was thinking about doing it because, like you, I keep track of all my different recipes and what different combinations I like and that, but I never really sort of keep track of how each different hand-in has performed at each different competition.
Yeah, I think some people are really focused on the stats. Like I know some teams really analyse the fine details, like how they scored, and they analyse their scores. Like I haven't even looked at our Meatstock scorecard, so I went in and checked our overall score, and we missed it on countback, and had a quick look at where we were on texture overall and where we were on taste overall. But I didn't even go in and look at the scorecards.
Was it that close? Did you miss out on GC by a countback?
Yeah, by countback on taste.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I mean, everyone's been saying you must be gutted, but I'm still pretty chuffed. But yeah, looking back on it, yeah, one extra point and we would have been all right. But yeah.
Oh, that's incredible, mate. That's so good. Just to know that you were there, like that has to feel good.
Yeah, it was pretty close when they were calling down from 20 to RGC and GC. As soon as they got down to like 5, I was like, okay, we're going to be 4th. And when they called out 4th, I was like, yeah, we're going to be 3rd. I've bombed chicken or something like that. And we didn't get 3rd. I was like, oh, maybe we've got a chance here. Maybe we've got a chance. I'll take RGC or GC. Doesn't matter which one it is, because we haven't. That was our first ever. So yeah, it ended up being an RGC, which we'll take.
Yeah, the trophy's on the wall, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly.
So how does that RGC set you up for the rest of the year then? What sort of opportunities might that lead you to? Invitational. Hopefully we'll get an invite to that.
It'll get us. We'll make a good jump on the leaderboard. But apart from that, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. I don't see why anything really needs to change. Or we do barbecue for the fun. We don't do it for the money or for anything like that. So we'll just keep doing what we do and enjoying it.
Beautiful, man. Well said. Lovely. Now, just before I let you go, given your background of managing teams, what would be a piece of advice that you'd have for listeners out there for managing their barbecue teams, just making sure that everybody's on the same page?
Yeah, okay. Well, I think the biggest thing for us, and this was advice that I was given, so I didn't even really practice what I was preaching until the last comp, but probably not trying to. So there's normally one person in the team that knows all the recipes and knows the flavors and how you're gonna lay out your boxes and things like that. But when you've got that sort of dynamic in your team, it's hard for that person to cook at 100% or 98%. It's sometimes better to have all your team humming along at 95 or 90 rather than you just trying to do everything. So I think that's where we were the last couple of comps. All the recipes were in my head. I knew what had to be done, and I couldn't even go to sleep because I was thinking, what's going to happen if I'm not awake? Meatstock sort of turned a corner and sort of let my teammates do a bit more, do their thing, and it just all clicked. Brendan took over chicken for the day, which he hadn't done before. He'd seen the process and done the process, but he did it all from start to finish. And just 25 minutes before hand-in, I was having breakfast with the Black Bear boys. I wasn't even at the marquee, so it showed that the team had turned the corner. And then for our pork hand-in and our brisket hand-in, it was the same thing. I was like, Brendan, you can do the boxing. Brendan killed the presentation and all the boxing, and everything just ran smoothly, and we just worked really a lot better, really well together. So I think that was even probably one of the key things that sort of clicked for us, and that was advice that I got. And also, making sure your teammates know what's happening, what they're meant to be doing. Yeah.
Beautiful, man, beautiful. So I think you said Smoking Broke was next. Is that right?
Yeah, Smoking Broke.
It's in June long weekend.
Yeah, June long weekend. Potentially the port equivalent, and then the invitational. And depending on how we go, we might do maybe a dam or Kangaroo Valley at the end of the year. But we'll play it by ear with those two. But yeah, definitely Broke and the port comp.
Well, mate, I'm going to be keeping a keen eye on you at Broke because I expect to see you get up and get that GC very shortly.
I don't know. We'll just see how we go. Keep doing what we're doing. See what happens.
I'm sure it will, mate. I'm sure it will. So before you go, mate, would you like to give any shout-outs to the people out there?
Yeah, I think for us, it's going to be our main supporters and sponsors. So the first sponsor, and this is a sponsor that's a major sponsor, been with us since day one, is smokeandsorcery.com.au. So they provide all our rubs and sauces for each competition, and anything that we need, it can be in Australia or overseas, they'll get it in for us. East Blackland Butchery, so Scott Evans. I'm sure most people in the barbecue community know Scotty. He's just a legend in the barbecue scene. He'll do whatever it takes to get us the best meat. We've got other sponsors, so Heat Beads, Ample Firewood, and the Karsha Brewing Company. they all look after us. I mean, these are the companies that allow us to,
Mate, it's always good to have a brewery on board as a sponsor.
Oh yeah, the breweries and their beers are really good. Their IPAs and pale ales are good, so it's helpful having a brewery to keep you hydrated at every comp. Keep you functional as well. Just keeps you going. You don't compete as well without any beer. It's easy to cook well sober.
Look, thanks very much for your time. I'm going to let you go. It's still a school night, as we say. We've all got to get up and go to work tomorrow, but thank you very much for being part of the show.
Yeah, no, that's all right. No worries. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for having me.
Got a project you'd like to work on with the SHC team? Shoot Ben an email on ben@smokinghotconfessions.com and let's have a conversation.
So there it is, folks. We've had Brendan from Wizards of Q on his SCA win with a borrowed grill. Can you believe that? First ever time he's ever cooked on it, and he wins his golden ticket. That's fantastic. And then, of course, we had Adam from Wizards of Q, the team captain of the same team, who at the same weekend took out reserve grand champion in the ABA competition. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Ben, you forgot Full Throttle Barbecue and the grand champion. I did reach out to them, and they're not in a position right now where they want to do interviews. So if you're listening in, Mick and team, well done. Congratulations. Much love to you from Smoking Hot Confessions. And hopefully sometime down the track, you'll change your mind. You'll come on board the show. You're always welcome, mate. So there it is, folks. That's the first of a new style of show that I'm going to try and put together. It's a little bit choppy right now. I do apologize for that. I will work on it. We will get better. It's a new format. Let me know what you think. And just a quick reminder, do check out the store, smokinghotconfessions.com/shop. We got some awesome merch. There's a ton of new stuff about to come out. So do make sure you go over there, check that out. And so till next time, take care of each other and keep on queuing.
Thanks for listening to the Smoking Hot Confessions podcast. Head on over to smokinghotconfessions.com for recipes, tips, and Ben's own confessions.